Okay, everybody, how you guys doing? I just had to do a very quick one, to try to correct something that is going on out there. A lot of you have called me on the phone. A lot of you are texting me. A lot of you, it's all over the place. And I can appreciate how you feel. I also woke up to that rude um, uh, news out there saying Sowore has been suspended by the African Action Congress. That's the biggest joke of 2019. It's like somebody going to throw away the engine of his car. You go and you open the bonnet of your car, you throw away the engine, and you come and announce it to the whole world. Isn't that foolishness? That is very foolish. I mean, Omoyele Sowore, he's the brain behind the Take It Back movement. He's the brain behind the African Action Congress. Yeah, I mean, he is the symbol of our struggle. He's the symbol of our campaign. The young man who we all hold in high esteem. He's a young man who youths in Nigeria have rallied behind him for the emancipation of our country. You see, this act is an act that is emanating from a position of selfishness. That's all I can say. He was not a group of people met together in the name of the executive council of our party, and they just announced that he was suspended. That is absolute rubbish as far as I'm concerned. And the person behind all of this is Mr. Leonard Ezenwa. It's very unfortunate that I have to be doing this. Leonard is somebody that I came to know when I joined the Take It Back movement, and we had a good working relationship. He helped me to understand some of the structures that are in place in Nigeria, because I was in Canada then. But when things started going, when there started being some issues in the party, just like you have it in every organization, when they started having issues in the party and over leadership of the party, and he came to me and he said, "You know what, Chidi, this is what I want to do. I want to run for a position in the party." At first, I told him, "My brother, looking at the structure of the party and the way things are, this may not be the right time to be nursing this your ambition." But then I said, "Well, think about it." He thought about it and he told me, "You know what? I have decided that I'm going to run for the position of chairman of the party." And I was like, "Okay, if you have thought about it and you think this is what you want to do, then go for it." I thought about being running for the governorship of Enugu State, and I made up my mind that I was going to go, and I went for it. So if this is what you're convinced that you want to do, then go for it. And so we went for the convention in Lagos, and the elections did not hold because of the way things started going. One thing you have to understand is that politics is politics, even within the party. Leonard had ambition to become the chairman of the party, and it didn't work out. It didn't go the way he wanted it. The politicking within the party didn't make it happen. The election didn't hold. And from then, things just started going downhill. Okay. He became very, very upset. He became very furious. But there are things that you cannot do. I would never. My family is my family. Okay. AAC has become a very big family. There are stakes that we have. There's there are there are there are points you cannot take your anger, your frustration, your annoyance beyond, because we are still one family. Just like me going out on the street to drag issues between me and my wife, on the street. You can't do that. There are things you cannot do. So they started dragging in so many things. I'm an Igbo man. They started dragging in tribal sentiments into the thing. They say it's a Yoruba thing, it's Yoruba people, and I hate that kind of nonsense. What I like is for people to be objective. I have said this 1,001 times. You see, okay, Sowore surrounded himself with Yoruba people. Let me tell you something. I went to University of Nigeria and Nsukka Enugu campus. I'm telling you, all the people that I knew growing up, most of them are Igbo people, because these were the people within these are my friends. When I needed someone to take me professional photography in Nigeria, I had to go looking for Kelechi Amadiobi. Kelechi Amadiobi is the best #1 photographer in Nigeria. I had to go to Lagos, and he gave me those fantastic shots that you see for my campaign. Kelechi Amadiobi is an Igbo man. I met him from my school days. I don't know any other professional photographer in Nigeria that I would have gone to that would have given me those professional shots for free. When you are starting something, when you're starting a movement, when you're starting something that will sound like you're crazy, you call your friends, you call people that you know. It just happened that the people who were around Omoyele Sowore then were people that, the same thing with Leonard. The reason why he involved Leonard in his dream is because Leonard was somebody he met in his school days. That's how things work. It's not because Leonard, he didn't call you because you were a Yoruba man. You're an Igbo man, but he still called you. He didn't call the DG Malcolm because he was a Yoruba man. Malcolm is from Kogi State, but he understands Yoruba. A lot of the people, Onamisi or Shocks is not a Yoruba person, or Namisi, but they all grew up in Lagos, they all speak Yoruba, so it just, because they were in Unilag, don't you get it? If Omoyele Sowore went to UNN, a lot of the people that you see, even though he's a Yoruba man, a lot of the people that you see him clicking with will be his Igbo friends from school days, because he was the student union president. That's how it works. That's how these things work. Do you understand? The AAC, the African Action Congress in Enugu State, go there. The people that ended up being the executive, the people that work with me, the people that help me, they're Igbo boys, they're Igbo guys, Igbo ladies, because that is the area where the whole thing was happening. I am in Toronto, Canada. If I'm starting something here, I'll probably start it with people who are here in Toronto, not because they are Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, or whatever. We should grow above these things. But unfortunately, some people refuse to grow above these things. They continue to push this agenda, this tribal agenda. And while a lot of us were busy campaigning, while a lot of us were busy raising money, going around, they were busy undermining our efforts. It is shameful, and I'm so upset with my brother Leonard. I'm so upset with you. You know how we worked hard. We tried to broker peace between you and Malcolm and Dr. Tunuga. There were several meetings that were held. A lot of people, this man in US, Dotun did so much to try to bring peace. But this thing, I don't know why we couldn't get over that. Okay? And I am upset with the way you handle things during the election. Your position, your body language made you were seen as anti-party. You were seen as anti-AAC because of the kind of things that were going on there. And looking at you now, trying to assume the chairmanship of AAC, it is very, very shameful. Leonard, I am not happy. You stop picking my calls because people will say, did I try to talk to you? I tried to talk to you. I called you several times. You refused to pick my call. You even said, oh yes, people start saying, oh, he has joined them. He has joined who? AAC, and what we came to do is beyond Omoyele Sowore, is beyond Malcolm, is beyond you, Leonard, is beyond anybody who is. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? You want to now go and become a leader of AAC and now use AAC to go what and start playing politics the way the Nigerian politics. Don't forget, I know, I've interacted with you guys. Okay, this is not about floating a platform where you go and start collecting money from people. That's not what we are out there to do. We're a different party. We run on a different platform. What we're doing is different. We raised our own monies. You know how this whole thing started. You guys know when people were sending money from US, from Canada, from Europe. It was their own personal money. We didn't steal any money. We didn't do any 419. This was our hard-earned money. Monies that people worked 9 to 5, 5 to 9, making this money to be able to establish this movement, flying all over the country. It is painful. It is painful to see us go back and begin to behave like the same people that we are accusing. How dare you guys, how dare you guys mess up what we have taken so many years and months and weeks of hard work. Do you know what we did? We risked our life. While we were risking our life, you were there checkmating us, and you were there X-raying us. You were there working against us. You were there planning, and you have the guts after all that to say you are suspending Omoyele Sowore. I mean, do you even think of what you are saying? Do you even imagine how this your purported suspension will go down with the Nigerian public? Secretly, people be calling you people fools. They'll be saying you're senseless because of what Sowore stands for. Sowore is not perfect. He's not perfect, but look at what the young man has done. Look at what the young man has done. There are things that you just don't do. You just don't do it. Forget about all these reasons you're showing. No, it's all based on ambition, and it is all based on selfishness. It is all based on you thinking about yourself more than the future of our country, Nigeria. And that is not good. That is not good. Excuse me. The reason I'm just doing this is to let you guys know that it's not what it looks like. Are there internal issues in the AAC party? Yes. Are there issues that needs to be resolved? Yes. Is there some work that they need to do within the party? Yes. But you just cannot do a kangaroo thing, go and just gather a few people together. Just a few weeks ago, it was published that a group of parties went and endorsed INEC and gave them whatever, passed a vote of confidence on them for organizing the last 2019 election. You know that an AAC was included in that signature. You know that is not true. You know that AAC does not believe that the elections were free and fair. How could we now be part of the people who are signing and saying that AAC supported the INEC in the organizing of the election? That's when we started smelling something. You came and said, no, it's foul, or I didn't say anything. But few days later, we're seeing this kind of thing. Who is now wrong? And look at who signed the thing. Igbo. That's next thing now. I don't understand. Next thing now it will be Igbo people against Yoruba people against Hausa people. That is absolute nonsense. We should be focusing on saving Nigeria. You think when the hardship in Nigeria is only being felt by Igbo people or Yoruba people or Hausa people or Idoma people or Ijaw people or Isekiri people, You know that even the Fulani people are facing what's going on in Nigeria. Don't you know? There are more serious things than grappling for this thing is too much. It's too throughout the election. It was struggling for leadership of the party, struggling, asking for how the money was spent, Come on. You said it was 100 million or 150 million that was spent. Was that all? Misappropriation of which funds? Which funds? Come on now. Which funds? 150 million is what APC and PDP spend in one day. It's less than what they spend in one day. And Sowore spent this running a whole campaign. Come on now. We have passed this. We're saying, where are we going from now? How can you be saying you're suspending Sowore? How can you go and be? This is just like a coup. It's just like something. Sowore brought you into this movement for God's sake. If you cannot respect anything, respect the fact that this young man started this movement and brought all of us. The reason why I'm recognizing Nigerian politics right now is because of the person of Omoyele Sowore. I am so sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Like I was saying, the reason why I am enjoying anything at all, any kind of impact that I've made, any kind of recognition that I have today in Nigerian politics is because of Omoyele Sowore, is because of him waking up and saying, let us start this movement. And behind this movement, you don't just wake up and want to become Omoyele Sowore. You don't wake up and become him. You need to go back to the school days. You need to go to the prisons that he went to. You need to sacrifice what he has sacrificed. You need to have laid your life on the line. You need to have disrupted. Have you seen him disrupting things? Do you know how many times he has taken tear gas from the police? Do you think this thing is you just wake up and you want to become the chairman of the party? You think Sowore wants to be chairman? Sowore doesn't have time for all this chairman of party something. If you know him, he doesn't. He had to assume that position because, like he would tell me, he was frustrated. He was frustrated with all these, this person wants to be chairman, this person wants to be chairperson, cheerleader. It doesn't. The reason why Sowore was not commenting when all that thing was going on was he told me, Chidi, this is not what I came to do. For God's sake, I left my work in New York. I left my family. I left everything. My publishing company is there. I left all of these things to come and try to salvage this country. I am not here to be leadership of any party or that. Sowore never woke up to want to become the president of Nigeria. Let me give you the secret. Sowore didn't wake up and want to become president of Nigeria. He woke up to become an activist. He said no. He said we have to take back power. That's how this whole thing started. He just started talking about taking back power. He didn't, like some people wake up and they want to become president and they go and they get the form. No, it was organic. Check it out. It was organic. It started from somewhere, then he started pushing. Then it started going round. Then he came to Canada and I joined the bandwagon and it was taking back movement. It was not about party. At a time they said, okay, you know what? Let us just, if we don't participate in the Nigerian elections, nobody will hear us out. So we need to be part of the elections. That's how Take It Back started looking for a platform for Omoyele Sowore to have a voice in what was going on. That's how come we started trying to position him as presidential candidate. Then when we saw that no party's ideology ran with what Sowore believed in, then we now started looking for registering our own party. It was people like Dr. Malcolm, Malcolm X. Malcolm X is what I like to call him. It was people like Malcolm X and Dr. Otunoga and Dotu and a lot of people who were in the States. They were the ones that sat down and crafted the Constitution of African Action Congress, because when you do not know, then you will not know. It was not in Nigeria that this whole thing started. It was not Leonard that started it. It was friends who were with. If you went to people elsewhere, they would give money. All these things, these people did this with their own money. And when they found Leonard in Nigeria to help out, because they were not in Nigeria, they still sent money. They still sent money for this process to be actualized. So everything was already done. The papers were already filled. Leonard now started following up. So let's not spreading these lies that makes it look like it's not what it is. And then before we knew it, we were not even sure that we're going to be registered. It was just fate. I can tell you, as somebody who was involved behind the scenes, we are keeping our fingers crossed. Our hearts were beating. We were not sure. It was you guys know we were the last set of parties to get registered. When we were registered, we were happy. But guess what? From a people who were trying to field one person as the presidential candidate so that he can carry the message of take it back to the Nigerian masses through political campaign. We only thought that we'll be part of another party and we'll just be supporting Omoyele Sowore. But after registering our party, all of a sudden, we had a party on our hands. Oh my God, what were we going to do with the party? We were not even, you get what I'm saying? We were a movement. We were prepared to take Nigeria back, but we were not prepared to play politics. We are not politicians. No, we are activists. We are freedom fighters. But all of a sudden, they gave us a political party. So now we had to now field 36 governorship candidates. That's how yours sincerely became governorship candidate. Before you know what was happening, I was governorship candidate. Because now the struggle was real. We're young people, we're fired up, we're fearless. We entered into this thing, we were like, whatever we saw, we would do it. We were prepared to climb any mountain, we were prepared to jump over any cliff, we were prepared to enter any fire to save Nigeria. It's not like we knew what we were doing. No, I'd never ran for any political position on that thing, but we were fearless. People told me, do you know what you're going to face? You're going to face kidnap, you're going to face political thuggery. I said, yes, but somebody has to do it to save our country. So we went. That's how this whole thing started. So we are not regular politicians. We are not here going to come and do business. And what nonsense is that? You go and take money, then you come and give press conference. That's absolute nonsense. That's not who we are. That is why these people are laughing at us. Go and look at Malema in South Africa, then you understand where we're going. We just made our first appearance. Under 4 months, we did what we did. 4 months. You people, you've not seen us, so we're not joking. No. People should stop this joke. We're not joking. If you want to play this kind of policies, go and join APC, go and join PDP, go and join any other party. Not AAC, not the African Action Congress. If you know me, if you know the kind of person I am, I take my time. I don't waste my time. Whenever you see me doing something, I believe in it. I trust what I'm doing. I've dealt with Omoyele Sowore. I know him. Look, he believes in what he is doing. This man is prepared to lay his life down for what he is doing. And what kind of cowardice is this, that you had to wait for the man to fly out of the country for you to do what you're doing, so that he will not have time to come and do press conference? That's what you were thinking. He waited. He was in Nigeria all this while. As soon as he entered the plane, you publish what you publish. That's the height of cowardice. I'm telling you. But you know what? It's it's um it's what it is. This is the reality of politics. Okay. We've got into this. We got into this, and we expected some of this will happen. So as it is happening, we will deal with it and we'll continue going. Um, um, this is not the first time. It happens all the time. I remember once I was talking with Sowore about when somebody started something against him, when somebody said something against him, and he was like, "Hey, Chidi, you have to realize this. Um, when 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 you are in this business, you also have to expect this kind of things to happen to you." So that is what is happening. That's what is happening. He's been getting a lot of bashing. It's only somebody out there who makes moves. That's the kind of person that gets a bashing. In Igbo, we say that onye na-eme ife ka a na-agwa okwu. Onye a na-ekwu maka ya nwere ife ọ na-eme. The person they are talking about him has something that he is doing. Okay, so it's expected. All right, I just had to do this. I am so pissed off. I'm not happy. There should be other things that should be facing us, not this kind of thing. Okay, so let us just stay cool. The leadership of the party is already meeting over this, and Leonard was already under suspension before this, and it's all because they were being very, very, careful about this. They were treating this like an internal affairs of the party, and people were pitching in. Even people like me were trying to resolve this amicably within the party, but now somebody has decided to go this way. This is the kind of thing that you don't even do. Okay. You don't do that. Okay, you keep your family things within your family. All right. And for the Nigerian youth, I think you guys should grow beyond all of this thing that is happening. Use your brains. Use your brains. This is not the time to be playing about the bush or engaging in civilian activity, as I like to call it. Okay, we're in a warfare time. Warfare for our future and the future of our children. I need to stop now. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you guys some other time. Remember to subscribe and then click the notification button so that we'll bring you more developing stories from Worship Media in Toronto, Canada. This is Chidi. And